Tchia is the first developer of Oasib's upcoming open-world adventure and research game. It borrows a variety of fragments and parts in different popular games, but is trying to create some unique things. Just spend time through the fictional Ijanaj Island. You can see inspiring fragments from a variety of popular games. From the recreated The Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker ship to the Goat Simulator and Assassin's Creed climbing mechanics, Oasib takes some of the best aspects of each and combines them to create Tchia, a fun and beautiful world to explore. The game draws a lot of inspiration from the natural world and people's lives on the island of New Caledonia, located between Australia and Fiji. These influences show up in the game's laid-back nature, folklore, and culture, as well as some design elements that try to set it apart from typical exploration games. Everything from the little pontoon boats to the music and magical ukulele give the game a unique island feel that adds to its charm. All these aspects are also embodied in the game's namesake, Tchia, the lovable heroine who travels around the island. When I first started using Tchia, the graphics were a sight to behold. The clear water turned into beautiful shades of blue and green, the beautiful sandy beaches and grassy hills, and the mountains in the distance were a sight to behold. Closer inspection reveals a more rudimentary and less realistic art style for most of the objects, creatures, and human characters, but it's all very satisfying when viewed as a whole. The sweet aesthetic may not appeal to a more hardcore gaming audience, but Tchia is made for a more relaxed audience. All kinds of wild animals also roam the island, but they don't pose much of a threat. Instead, they can be a useful tool for getting around and traversing different biomes, using an ability called Breath Leap that allows Tchia to take on their own forms. It's a very simple system to use. Activate the abilities, target the desired items, and Tchia will fly into them and take control for a limited time. There are also unlockable features that allow players to extend their possession, from deer and dogs, etc., flying beings on land, such as pigeons and crows, as well as sharks and various fish in the sea. Each animal has a special ability to improve the speed of travel or other tasks. In the current play position, some other abilities that are not suitable for travel seem slightly small, but when the game is missed, it may have something practical. Animals aren't the only thing Tchia can have. She can also have multiple physical objects scattered around the world. Under her control, objects can be thrown and tossed in any direction until the load meter is depleted. Although not as fast or as far as animals, the items contain a variety of enemies that can be used to attack the island. These cloak-like creatures, called mano, are primarily used to protect unlockable cosmetics, but will likely play a larger role as the story progresses. After a little research, it's clear that the developers spent a lot of time making the free-form movement system to traverse the island feel as fluid as it is. A gorge can usually be crossed on foot with some wall climbing, but instead of just walking, users can opt to climb a tree, and using built-up momentum from swinging it back and forth, launch Tchia over the gap and settle to the ground with help from a small parachute she carries with her. The system works surprisingly well when launching from treetop to treetop and sliding down hills before leaping back into the air to float wherever Tchia needs to go. Combined with the game's stamina system, it feels well thought out and works hard to break up the monotony of just running. Tchia currently has a wide variety of clothing that can be found and changed, such as straw pants, jackets, hats, and sandals, and allows players to decorate and change sails and pontoons on boats used to travel elsewhere. The game's news demonstration allows you to travel only on the island, but it gives people the scale of the whole game. You can see more islands at the horizon and spend a lot of time sailing along the most important islands. Rivers and streams seem to be everywhere and can move up and down, giving it a sense of adventure that some exploration games lack. A questionable choice by the developers was to create a strange light reflection that occurs when they are close to most bodies of water. A lot of current-gen games choose to have light reflect off water to dazzle in some way, but Oasib chooses to have those light refractions happen all over the place, even if the engine's light sources wouldn't normally allow it to happen. It's a little distracting to see during the day and night. The game also doesn't feel like there's much to do when traveling from point A to point B over land. Various mini-games are scattered around the island, but there are brief moments where going to an uncharted location or docking to retrieve Tchia's ship feels like a bit of a struggle. Maybe there will be plenty to do between locations after full release, but the wider void will only encourage people to get through it as quickly as possible, which could be a negative for a game based on the exploration and discovery aspect of travel. Tchia is being built as a gorgeous and fun open-world exploration style game, and its approach to traversal should please most players with its style and ease of use. It's capable of creating a captivating atmosphere from the get-go, and players who want to avoid a particularly gritty and mindless gameplay style will probably love it when it launches. Tchia will be released in early 2023 for PC, PS4, and PS5. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and support my channel.